Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Monzon Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Well, here we are. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook and also live on YouTube, where we bring all the headlines we can find that might affect us living here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English speaking locals, and a couple of other headlines that may not have anything to do with us, but are still interesting to learn about. Today is Hump Day. It's Wednesday, April 23rd. And everything seems to indicate that it's going to be a lovely day. I am looking forward to, oh, that is so funny. And I can appreciate that. Had a great time at Home Depot yesterday. I love Home Depot. And I usually have a great time at Home Depot. What you buy, Albert? Let us know. What are you up to in your home improvement adventures? Anyhow, it is good to be here today. We have all kinds of interesting news to share. We have an update on yesterday's snafu. And yes, I do have an update on Luna. I will share that after the weather break, but Luna is going to be okay. I'll give you more information in a second. And what else? Well, let's just get started with what we have. And we start with good news. Thank you for asking about Luna, Karen. I appreciate that very much. First of all, some good news. The latest National Survey on Urban Public Security, which is published by the National Statistics and Geography Institute, reveals significant progress for our city, moving from ninth to fourth place nationwide in perceived security. This means that most people living in Puerto Vallarta feel or think this is a safe city, and this is good. This is a positive change that is indicative of the effectiveness of the security strategies implemented in the city, especially relevant in such a popular tourist destination. Yay. But do keep in mind that alcohol inspections are going on out there. If you think it's time to go back to drinking and driving because Semana Santa is over, think twice. The Puerto Vallarta Municipal Director of Citizen Safety and Traffic Safety is implementing the Saving Lives operation during the holiday season, which continues. It will continue until the end of the vacation period. Last week, the first operation, during the first week of operation, 507 tests were conducted on motorists detected with breath alcohol, of which 39 returned positive and 27 were issued the corresponding fine. And those fines are hefty, friends. Drinking and driving is not a good idea. Then we have this one, which is a little bit disturbing. A peaceful demonstration will take place this Wednesday, that will be today, at the point where the highway construction begins near the verification center on the main avenue on Francisco Medina Asensio. And the reason is that there are a number of ejidatarios or ejido land property owners in Puerto Vallarta and Bahía de Banderas who will protest because someone, whether it's the government or the construction company, someone owes them 300 million pesos in expropriation of land that the Mexican government has not paid since 2014, when the short highway from Guadalajara was started to be constructed. So we love it. We hate the expensive tolls. And on top of the expensive tolls, they owe a huge amount of pesos to farmers and indigenous people. Hopefully, this will become um, resolved. And I wonder if this has happened to you. It actually happened to me yesterday. I was working, sitting at home, minding my own business when I received a call from the United Kingdom, or so indicated my caller ID. I picked up out of curiosity, and it was a recording offering me a job. And apparently, this is happening all over Mexico, according to authorities, and it's part of a scam that is trying to collect your information. So, the best thing to do here, and what I usually do, is if your caller ID does not recognize the number, don't pick up the phone or don't engage with a caller. If you are too curious, like I was, and you choose to pick up the phone, well, just make sure that it makes sense to hang up immediately. Now, let's take a quick look at the weather to see what's going on out there. Granny smirking, it's sunny, says snarky weatherman. You know, I didn't know the meaning of the word merkin, and I went to look it up, and now I know. And it is so relevant to some teachable moment that we're going to have in a little while, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. If you don't know what a merkin is, um, I can let you know if you write the word merkin on your comment. Anyhow, it is 23 degrees out there. Humidity is at 66%. And our weather forecast for today indicates that we're going to enjoy clear skies throughout the day with a high of 27 and a low of 16. Then tomorrow, we are going to have mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 27 and a low of 16. Excuse me. And then Friday, mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 27 and a low of 17. Now, I have to acknowledge this because it really touched my heart. Yesterday, I came back from the vet, and Glenn sent me 4 coffees, and he wrote, "Here is something for Luna's vet visit. If she doesn't need it, have a cocktail or a glass of wine on me." Thank you very much, Glenn. It really means a lot to me. The good news is that Luna is doing okay. Her heart is healthy. Her liver is healthy. She had no fever. And apparently, according to the vet, there are a lot of cases of amoebas with pets these days. So she is on a course of antibiotics for the next few days. And hopefully she'll be back to normal. She's still a little lethargic, making some strange choices. She wants to go into, oh, I'm so glad that Poncho's here because we're going to talk about this program that you mentioned. But anyhow, back to Luna. She is going to be fine. She just needs to take antibiotics. She's going to be back at the vet on Thursday. So I'll keep you posted. So thank you so much, Glenn. I appreciate that very much. And now it's it's time to address what happened yesterday. My goodness, what a shit show that was. Yes, what a shit show. Well, maybe a little bit of a shit show, maybe a lot of a shit show. I don't know. But as it turns out, Canada's Drag Race winner Venus has retracted the claim that police in Mexico attacked her, saying she had altercation after blacking out. So everything that was mentioned didn't happen. We don't know much details. She was expressed gratitude to Puerto Vallarta's gay community and to the government for all the support that she's received. She didn't actually apologize, and I wonder if the value of an apology is still current. I don't know. I don't know if she passed out because she passes out. Maybe she's narcoleptic. I don't know. All I know is that the whole situation left me thinking, what the heck? I rolled my eyes for a little while. Then I thought to myself, how do we turn this into a teachable moment. So, a couple of choice phrases came to mind. I know sometimes you think I have a dry sense of humor or a dark sense of humor. So, here we go. The first phrase that came to mind, and I believe I posted it yesterday in my comment, is tanto pedo para tan poca caca, which is the Spanish very vulgar equivalent of much ado about nothing. It literally means all that farting for such a small stool. We have a variation on this phrase, which is tanto pedo para cagar aguado, which means all that farting in such a soft stool. The other phrase that came to mind, and I'm not saying that this applies to anyone in particular, but this phrase just sort of came to mind. Con pendejos ni a bañarse porque hasta el jabón pierden. Now, this deserves a little bit of a breakdown. First of all, the word pendejo, which I'm sure you've heard before, the actual meaning of the word is a pendejo is a pubic hair. But in common parlance, a pendejo is a person that is not very bright and even lazy. So that's why the popular saying says, don't even take a shower with a pendejo because even the soap will be lost in the shower. And the last thing that came to mind is, well, we still don't know why this particular person passes out. Maybe she has narcolepsy. Maybe it was the alcohol or other drugs that she may have consumed. We don't know. And actually, it's not that important, at least not to me. But there is a delicious merengue. There's a great song out there that you should know. And I am going to leave you with that, with the YouTube link to the song. And this is a lovely merengue. I believe it's from Colombia. And it is No estaba muerto, andaba de parranda. She was not dead. She was on a bender, or she was partying. So there you have it. This is the thoughts or images or phrases that came to mind after yesterday. Now, not everything is lost or not everything is wasted. I am happy to know that, and this is because Poncho Dávalos contacted me this morning. Poncho Dávalos, as I mentioned yesterday, sits on the board of directors of Vallarta Gay Plus Community Center. And the good news is that even if the whole situation was not true, it is nice to know that authorities and the nice folks from the Vallarta Plus Community Center are working on protocols to keep us safe when these things happen. And Poncho wrote to me this morning and asked me if we were interested in hearing more about these protocols once they were completely defined. And I said to him, absolutely. Protocols that keep anyone safe in our city are most important to me and most important to all of us that watch Coffee and Headlines, I hope. So I look forward to hearing more from this organization and to learn about what they are up to. And I skipped a bit of news, which again doesn't have much to do with Puerto Vallarta, but this made me feel good. You know, April 30th is coming, and this is the date in which Mexico celebrates Children's Day. And I just learned that the award-winning animated film Flow, about a black cat who learns to trust other animals in a rapidly changing environment, has been so popular in Mexico that a special outdoor screening of the film will take place in the Zócalo with Latvian filmmaker Gint Silbalodis present. The screening, as I mentioned, will take place on April 30th, the date in which Mexico celebrates Children's Day. And it is worth mentioning that the Oscar-winning film has grossed more than 6.3 grossed. It's not that the film is grossed. It's not gross. It has grossed. It has earned. That's what I'm trying to say. It has earned more than $6.3 million in Mexico, making our country the film's most successful territory globally. And of course, today is Wednesday and tomorrow is Thursday, and you know exactly what is going on tomorrow. And in case you don't, let me give you our final reminder of the week. Hey, have you heard this one? How about this one? Or this one? In fact, there are a number of tunes out there that come from classical works, but do you know their composers or the titles? In my next music appreciation presentation titled, Oh, That One, we will examine a few of these very popular melodies and unpack their origin. But even better than that, we will play a Name That Tune game in which those present will be able to win wonderful prizes donated by awesome members of our Coffee and Headlines community. So join me on Oh, That One on Thursday, April 24 at 5 p.m. at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work so you too can say, Oh, that one. Yes, oh, that one. It happens tomorrow, and we've been mentioning all these wonderful gifts that have been donated by some of you guys. But I figured I went into my yarn stash and I realized that I had a huge amount of this shiny green yarn that I bought in Guadalajara last year, and it's fabulously glittery, but it's a little rough on the skin, so I'm not making garments with it. Instead, I made this ginormous basket that will stand still and perked up beautifully once you fill it with your chingaderas, and I'm gonna give this away. And I figured I still have more of this yarn. So I made a bunch of tiny little baskets for your condoms or whatever you want to put in them, for your tips if you have a restaurant. And I'm going to be giving these away tomorrow as part of our fabulous prizes that we're going to give away on Oh, That One. So that'll be fun, at least for me. I get rid of more yarn, and you get a little basket for your chingaderas. So that'll be that. Let's see. Comments. Good mornings. Good mornings. Good mornings. Karen, again, thank you for asking. As you know, she is everything to me, my little kitty girl. She's been acting so weird, though. She insists on going into the refrigerator. And this morning, when I was taking a shower, she wanted to go into the shower. She wanted to get wet, and she must be fighting antibiotics. Let's see. More good mornings. Got more good mornings. I'm here for the tea, but I'll stick around for the shade. Well, you know, Logan, it's like we never want to make fun about anybody's misery, or at least not a lot of fun. But what happened yesterday was so irresponsible. Um, let's see what else we have. Thank you for that, Betsy. Yes, good news. And Albert is buying molding to make frames for some of my new paintings. Miter saw, tools I forgot I needed, drywall screws. Getting in the Uber with 8-foot molding was interesting. As long as you're having fun creating a home for yourself, that is all that matters. Let's see. John says, China calls me all the time. I just hang up and block. John, was it you who sent me? Because I know that somebody chatted me or wrote a comment at the end of yesterday's broadcast. Somebody sent me the actual link to the Sheraton Hotel denying or making it difficult for a gay couple to have a wedding there. And apparently it's happened again. I keep forgetting to bring that up, but I'll bring that up tomorrow morning. Let's see what else. Laura gets Chinese and Indian calls at work. Well, again, we know what to do. Poncho, again, thank you for all the good things that you do for the LGBTQ plus community and for the community in general. I look forward to learning more about what you guys are doing. Let's see. Oh, the Luna fans. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yes, Gary, it's a great expression. Tanto pedo para tan poca caca. Anybody know what's up with all the smoke today in the bay? A big fire. Are you in town, Daniel? Are you in Puerto Vallarta, or are you talking about your bay? I love it how you sneak up on me and all of a sudden you are in Puerto Vallarta. If you're in Puerto Vallarta, let me know and let's get together. Let's see. Lots of people out there that like attention for all the wrong reasons and don't care about the results of their actions. You think? How sad for the gay community. How sad for PV and Canadians. Was she forced to recant? Too much drama, queen. I don't know the details, Linda. I don't care to know the details. It is something that does happen. It is unfortunate when it happens. And it's unfortunate that this particular person jumped to conclusions without realizing all the facts. It is not only unfortunate, it is damaging. It is damaging to the reputation of our city. Let's see what else. Yes, the little boy, or in this case, girl, who cried wolf. That would be the very polite version of the Mexican expression. Linda, thank you for that. Love the movie Flow. If you haven't watched it, friends, I totally recommend it. It was a beautiful watch. It has no dialogue, but it is so, the plot and the music, it is so wonderful. I totally recommend it. My lesson is not to judge lest I get judged, aka the stone and glass house proverb. I totally hear you, Stan. And again, everything I said with, hopefully with a little bit of humor. I'm not judging this person. I'm not one to judge, but it is unfortunate that it happened. Angel asks, ¿qué tan caliente y húmedo está en el mes de junio? How hot and humid is Puerto Vallarta in the month of June? By the month of June, it is definitely hot and humid. But it's fun, as long as you know what you're getting yourself into. Let's see. Thank you very much for that reminder, John. John says, sad because I stay at the Sheraton all the time and now rethinking my stays there. I'm not going to badmouth the hotel, but it has happened. It's happened at least twice that I know of. And they did allow for a Chihuahua wedding, and they highly publicized it. So they did marry two Chihuahua dogs, but not a gay couple. So the good news, John, is that there are many choices of lodging in the city. There are many places to eat. There are many places to stay, and there is something for everyone. Oh, you make my day, Bill. After watching your interview with the owner of Raíces, I went for dinner last night. The food was spectacular. Thank you for the interview. Every time or any time we're able to create positive outcomes here at Coffee and Headlines, you make my day, because that means that what we're doing here is purposeful. Muffin says, regarding smoke in the air, 'tis the season, controlled burns all over, preparing for the upcoming rains, which based on recent years won't really arrive until August. And again, this makes me wonder, Daniel, if you're in town, let's go out and pass out and make drama. No, let's not do that. Poncho says, thank you for having people informed around what's happening in the area. Thank you, Poncho, for being participant in actions that provide a better city for all involved. Anytime, Poncho, you or anyone from the organization wants to step onto the spotlight and come in for an interview, I am sure that some friends would like to know what this fairly new community center is about, what services you provide, and so forth and so on. La casa es tu casa. The invitation is wide open. Let's see. I think we are done. Logan answers in Spanish to Angel saying June is one of the warmest months, but the good news is that there's always a pool or a beach nearby, provided that the aguamala or jellyfish are gone. This is correct. But the pools, it's good to have friends with pools. And there's also the river. Going up swimming on the Rio Cuale is so refreshing. One of my favorite summer activities. And this brings us to the end of today's Coffee and Headlines. I apologize for my dark sense of humor. I hope you were not offended by my Mexican phrases. If you were, I'm sorry. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for joining me this morning. Tomorrow morning, I'll be here as usual. And this afternoon, I'll be conducting a lovely interview at the Joint at 4 o'clock in case you want to stop by and say hello. Have a great day.